Now, listen, if you're one of these newbie day traders, I am not trying to ridicule you. I am actually doing the exact opposite. I just want you to leave the roulette table or the slot machines and start playing blackjack, where you can rack up more consistent wins. No more games of pure chance, please. You're better off with games of skill. I really think, unlike my friend Lee Cooperman, who was on Halftime with Scott Wapner, that we can avoid what happened in 2000. We can avoid what happened in 2007. We can do it. Okay, so just look what happened today. Everyone who dumped stocks down 1,000 points earlier this morning had it dead wrong. They forgot that this market is a lot less binary than it seems. Look at it like this. There are 100 stocks in the Cramer-COVID index. If you were really worried about a spike in the Sun Belt and Beijing crushing the whole market, you've learned nothing. Because we know that these 100 stocks, about $20 trillion in wealth, tend to go higher because of the pandemic. Would you really sell Zoom video if you think we're headed for lockdowns? As Zoom goes, so goes Zscaler and CrowdStrike and Cramer-fave RingCentral. If COVID cases keep spiking, you should be buying one of those stocks. Don't hit when the dealer is showing a 6, even if you have just a 15. If we were really afraid of a second wave, the healthcare stocks would have been doing much better today. I think Wall Street recognized that this virus is just way too contagious to be truly contained. We knew the reopening was risky. When those numbers started spiking, the averages plummeted last week. Remember, the market's a prediction machine. This was already baked in. Now, if there were or had been a huge spike in cases in New York or New Jersey, areas that seemed to have the virus contained, well, that would be unexpected and the market might take a hit. But at the end of the day, stocks rarely go down on the same thing. That's too negative. You might have missed the electric move tonight in home builders with a second leg that started with Lennar, or the news that Apple's ecosystem, this came in to me later today. Apple's App Store ecosystem facilitated $500 billion in commerce in 2019. Well, 2019, that was a long time ago. Who knows how much 2020's bringing, especially with the stay-at-home people, right, who've got nothing to do. That said, the negatives are real. This virus is a monster. It's made us afraid to fly, afraid to go out to a restaurant, afraid of air conditioning, afraid to stay at a hotel. It made any kind of congregation a risk. It made a choir dangerous. That's horrendous for many businesses, especially restaurants and retailers, industries that employ millions of people. You have to wonder what the earnings will look like for all these companies that depend on people going to work, going out, and going traveling. I don't think it's going to be pretty. And that's why you also can't afford to be too positive. And it takes a lot of willpower for me to stop myself from going there. The too positive camp believes there's going to be a break in the pandemic, that someone like Regeneron will have an effective treatment that stops COVID-19 in its tracks, or maybe even prevents you from getting it entirely. Game changer. If that happens, stocks will explode higher. I honestly believe we are going to have that happen, which is why I keep telling you that it's a bad bet to bet against science, something I've been lambasted for saying in the New York Times. It's actually one of the smarter things I've said. Anyway, sooner or later, we're going to get a cure or a vaccine, probably both. I've never seen so many drug companies working on a single disease at the same time. It's almost every single major player in pharma. You got to feel left out if you're not in it. It's a powerful contingent. Plus, the technology is so much better than it used to be. These days, we can use artificial intelligence to rule out compounds that won't work, something that might have otherwise taken months or years. And that's Jensen Huang from NVIDIA making the chips. You got to stop Jensen. Jensen versus COVID. Jensen. I think we're going to get there, which is why I can't be too negative. I also don't know when that will happen, because you got to go through the clinical trial process that scale up manufacturing and distribute it where it's needed. Remember, and this pandemic will not end until all 7 billion of us are cured.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.